Mr. Chair, you are live.
Thanks, Julian. Good evening, everybody. We'll call to order the regularly scheduled virtual meeting of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board. Tonight is Wednesday, the 6th of July, 2022, and it's right about 7 p.m. Board members present tonight are Dick Peterson, Kia Baskerville, Claire Conger, and my name is Jimmy Praley. Also with us tonight, our City Attorney Mike Lyles is present, as well as Deputy City Clerk Cynthia Gaines. First item on the agenda: has the board reviewed the minutes of our last meeting, June 1st, 2022? And if so, are there any additions, corrections, or modifications? Hearing none, do
I move they be accepted.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, the minutes will stand as approved. Before we get started on our regular business, I'll state for the record that since this is a virtual hearing, anybody who wishes to submit public testimony may do so by way of written testimony, which will be submitted as part of the official record. Anybody wishing to submit written testimony can do so by going to www.annapolis.gov/ABC. We have several violations on the agenda tonight. So with that, I'll declare the disciplinary hearing open and call the first case, which is Annapolis Wine and Spirits. In accordance with the Article AB of the Annotated Code of Maryland, the Annapolis Charter and Code, the rules and regulations of this board in the city of Annapolis, this disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction citation 22-7369, which alleges the selling or providing alcoholic beverages to individuals under the age of 21. All right, I see Sergeant Fitzpatrick, you're with us. If you could unmute your mic, sir.
Can you hear me?
Great, yep, I gotcha.
Okay.
And then it looks like we have Mr. Tobin. And we have someone else. Who else is here tonight? We've got Mr. Tobin. You could state your name and your address and your capacity for which you're here tonight.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
My little menu hadn't popped up till right then.
No problem.
Yeah, my name is Rob Tobin. I'm the registered agent for Annapolis Wine and Spirits. I live at 679 Harness Creek View Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
Okay, and ma'am, your name and address for the record too, please.
So my name is Xiu Zhang, and I live at 9107 Verden Way, Elkridge, Maryland, 21075. And I'm one of the manager here in the Annapolis Wine.
Okay, great, thanks. And now is Jun Zhang also part of this?
Yes.
Okay. Can you have them turn can you turn the microphone on so we can hear you, and turn your camera on as well?
He's not here. He's not here.
It looks like he's on here, but I can't see him or hear him. We need to have him turn his microphone on and turn the camera on.
Okay, let me see if he know how to do it.
No problem. Oh, he just disappeared.
Turn the microphone and you gotta know where you at.
He still got kicked out here. He's coming back in now.
Okay.
Got it? Turn the mic on. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Mr. Zhang, could you please introduce yourself, name and address for the record, please?
Oh, yes. My name is Jumping Zhang. The address 7902 Redbone Way, Elkridge, Maryland, 21075.
Okay, great. Thank you. So
Thank
anybody who's planning on testifying tonight, including Sergeant Fitzpatrick, could you guys raise your right hand while I administer the oath really quickly? Thanks. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you are about to give is true and correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Record will reflect there's an affirmative yes from all parties appearing. Mr. Tobin, I'm just going to direct this to you. Have you all had the opportunity to read and review the police report with respect to this matter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and do you admit the charges?
Yes, we do admit fault, and yeah, we're apologetic, and we're taking measures to ensure that this doesn't happen again. But yeah, it was a relatively new employee, and we apologize.
No,
Regretfully. Yeah.
I appreciate it. So with that admission, we'll admit the report of the police department into evidence, and that'll constitutes the city's evidence in this case. And with that, Mr. Tobin, I appreciate the admission of guilt. I'll turn it over to the board to see if the board has any questions. Then I'll authorize or I'll allow you to make a final statement. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do any board members have any questions of Mr. Tobin or of the applicants, or excuse me, the licensees?
No. Well, I made sure to emphasize, everyone had to check the IDs, and that person who's 30 years or under. I always tell all the employees to refuse to sell the products to the customers if they cannot provide the proof of the age. That's how, I've been telling all the employees here, but I apologize, we made mistake again.
Okay.
I guess I just want to ask, have all of the employees who are selling liquor, who are working behind the cash registers, are they all trained, whether it's tips trained or something else? Are they all trained to recognize IDs? All IDs?
Yes, most of them, they never worked in a liquor store before. So I always show them the book, how to tell the difference, how to, look at the day of the birth and expiration date and the last things, and look at the person, the same person on the IDs. I always train them that way. I always be next to them for the first 2 weeks, and once they got caught, they always quit the job. I don't know why. They got so scared, or we did not do anything. We did not blame on them. We just say that, oh, see, that's what happened. You guys learned a lesson. But I think they quit because they got worried.
And this is again, I think I heard this is a relatively new employee, or was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. No further questions.
Dick or Claire, do either of you have questions of the licensees?
I have no questions.
No questions. All right. Anything you guys would like to add? No? All right. Well, with that, we'll confer on this case, and we'll render our decision before our next regularly scheduled meeting, which is set for August 3rd, 2022. Okay?
Thank you all
Okay.
very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your understanding. Bye-bye.
All right, the next violation on our agenda concerns Forest Drive Liquors, 1910 Forest Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. In accordance with Article AB of the Annotated Code of Maryland, the Annapolis Charter and Code, and the rules and regulations of this board in the city of Annapolis, this disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction citation number 22-7367, which alleges selling or providing alcoholic beverages to individuals under the age of 21. And who is here? Mr. Choi, can you hear us? Okay, can you turn your microphone on, sir?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you give us your name and address for the record, please?
My address?
Yeah, your full name and address, please.
632 Cypress Point, Savannah Park, Maryland, 21146.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Fitzpatrick, or excuse me, Sergeant Fitzpatrick, I'm going to ask you to take your microphone off. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, you just popped in. What's your name and address for the record?
632 Cypress Point Drive, Savannah
No,
Park.
I understand that, Mr. Troy. I need your I presume she's your wife who just popped in the screen, her name and address.
632 South Point Drive, Savannah Park, Maryland, 21146.
And your full name, please, ma'am. Your name.
Haeson Choi.
Okay. Great. Thank you. All right. Everybody who's planning on testifying, please raise your right hand so I can administer the oath. All right. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is true and correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Mr. Choi, have you had the opportunity to review the police report?
I'm sorry. I did share and apologize to you.
Okay. So you're admitting guilt for the record?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, the police report will serve as the city's evidence in this case. Mr. Choi, we'll allow you to address the board, and then we'll see if the board has any questions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you tell us what happened?
I was my mother passed away about 2 months ago. Then I was thinking after funeral, we have so many things going on. Then I was thinking then the young man and a police officer came in. I really, I've been here 30 years, then I never have it happen like that. Then the first time, 30 years, then I was really, really upset about that myself. Yeah, that's, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Do the members of the board have any questions of Mr. Choi?
So I do not have.
I just wanted to ask, sir, are you TIPS trained or have you had TIPS training?
Yes, I have a 2 employee now, then everybody training. Always, yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Dick or Kia, any questions?
I have none.
No questions. All right, well, the board will confer on this case and will render our decision before our next regularly scheduled meeting, which is set for August 3rd, 2022. All right, thank you all for being here.
Okay.
All right, I have a conflict with the next item on our agenda, so I've asked Mr. Peterson to fill in and take the reins on this one.
Mr. and Mrs. Choi, you're free to go. You can drop off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
And our
Thank you.
condolences to you.
So, Dick, with that, I'll turn it over to you here.
Next item on the agenda is Forward Brewing, 400 4th Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. And in accordance with the article of the Annapolis Parliament and the rules and regulations of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board of the City of Annapolis, this discipline hearing is in connection with infraction citation 22-7371, which alleges following: selling or providing alcoholic beverages to individuals under 21 years of age. Who is here representing Forward Brewing?
I am Cam Bodrin, and I think we have another person that was trying to join.
And hey, Dick, you might need to start again. You were dropping out. I don't know if it's my signal or yours, if anybody else heard it, but from the very beginning, you were in and out.
Okay, this is in regards to the disciplinary hearing in connection with infraction citation 22-7371, which alleges the following: selling or providing alcoholic beverages to individuals under 21 years of age. And then I asked who is representing Forward Brewing. And Cam is to speak.
It's Cam. And also we have another person who's trying to join, Mark Fulton. So I don't know if
Yeah, I got him
coming
here.
up.
Yeah, he just wasn't on my list.
Okay. He's filling in for Phil Dales.
So Cam, we'll wait for him. Okay, Mr. Fulton. So my next question is, who is here representing Forward Brewing?
Mark
And-
Fulton on behalf of Forward Brewing, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Cam, do you want to be recognized also?
Sure. Cam Bodrin. I'm the owner of Forward Brewing and license holder. My address is 109 East Bayview Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
Okay. Both of you, if you would raise your right hands, please. You solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you are about to give is true and correct.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Have you had the opportunity to read and review the police report?
Yes.
We have, Mr. Chairman. One quick preliminary matter. I had submitted a request to postpone this disciplinary hearing earlier this morning. The licensee is going to retract that request. We're going to go ahead and proceed with the disciplinary hearing as scheduled. Wasn't sure if that had reached your hands or not, but we'll just carry on.
It had. My next question. Thank you for that. Have you had the opportunity to read and review the police report?
Yes.
Do you admit or deny the charges?
The report seems correct.
Okay, so you agree with the report, which will then serve as the city's evidence in this case.
I'm sorry,
This-
Dick, I'm not getting everything
Okay,
you're saying.
Dick, when you turn your head, you're kind of cutting out. So it might be good to try and just make sure you're kind of leaning into the microphone there.
okay, I'll try again. Do you admit or deny the charges?
We admit.
Okay. Do you agree that the report then will serve as the city's evidence in this case?
Sure.
With that, the report will be admitted in as evidence. You have any statements or comments?
We apologize. I think this was a good lesson for everyone, myself included. We've taken some steps to prevent it from happening again. I can describe those now if you'd like, or wait until
Cam,
later.
would you go ahead and describe what mitigation steps Forward plans on taking to make sure this sort of infraction doesn't repeat itself?
Sure. So we've started with having all of our servers and brewing staff take the RAM training. Many of them already have the training, so we're just having them take it again, review it, discuss it. We're having all of our managers and lead servers renew their certifications with RAM. And we've invited a retired police officer to come in and meet with our staff to discuss his experiences with examining IDs and dealing with intoxicated people. But yeah, overall, I think it was a good lesson for everyone and a good reminder to always be careful.
Good, thanks, Cam. Does the board have any other questions?
Well, and just as Cam, as a general check-in, since you guys have been up and running, I don't recall you guys ever having any real issues security-wise. Is this retired police officer going to be obtained from time to time to just be security?
No, we just wanted to, I feel like it would be valuable to have an actual person to kind of go along with the trainings. So no,
Okay.
not as security, but I think you're right. We haven't had any issues before, and we've been open for over 2 years. I feel like our staff does a pretty good job of being vigilant at doors and making sure that people are handling themselves well and not walking out with any alcohol and just being courteous people. So
No further questions.
Claire? Any final comments, Cam? You pretty much said it all, but
no, I don't think so.
Okay, good. We will confer on this case and render our decision before our next meeting, our next regularly scheduled meeting, which will be August 3rd, 2022. So thank you for appearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dick.
No more.
All right. Next violation concerns Lighthouse Wine and Spirits, 2020 West Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. Again, in accordance with the alcoholic beverages article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, the Annapolis Charter and Code, and the rules and regulations of this board, City of Annapolis. The disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction citation 22-7364, which alleges selling or providing alcoholic beverages to individuals under the age of 21. Me, Kim, looks like you're on here twice.
It looks like one doesn't have audio.
Oh, okay. Mr. or Miss Kim, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, you see us?
No, I've got a black screen. Oh, there we go. Can you see us?
Yes, yes, I can see you. Yes.
Okay, great. All right, and can you introduce everybody who's in the room with you?
Yes, this is Me Kim. My address is 14611 Philadelphia Road, Glen Elk, Maryland, 21737. And I have a coworker here.
My name is Corey Jones, 2018 Bloomsbury Square.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones.
My name is Claude Middleton, 38 Parole Street, Annapolis, 21401.
All right, thank you, Mr. Middleton. Is that everybody in the room there, Miss Kim?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. If everybody could raise their right hands while I administer the oath. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the statements you are about to give are true and correct?
Yes.
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 Okay, great. Ms. Kim, have you had the opportunity to review the police report with this matter?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and do you admit the charges, ma'am?
Yes, we do admit the charges.
Okay. Well, with that, we will have the report be admitted as evidence, and that will serve as the city's evidence in this case. Ma'am, this is your opportunity to address the board with any statements or comments you wanna provide. So I'll turn it over to you now, and then we'll see if the board has any questions. Okay.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to apologize what has happened that day. We have employees they are mostly tips certified and or has taken the alcohol awareness classes. Here, Corey and Smooth, they both have taken the classes, and the rest of the other employees have taken the tips certified or the alcohol awareness classes. On that day, Mr. Corey, he usually works as the stocker, but that day he happens to work as a cashier for a few minutes while Smooth was using a bathroom. And well, we do admit how things went wrong, that we should have checked IDs. Well, we will be emphasizing how important the checking IDs on customers. while we are training new employees or having employee meeting.
Oh, good. I thought you said how my husband doing. I'm ready to say.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Kim. Do the board members have any questions of Ms. Kim?
Only the margarita one.
Nope, no questions?
I have several questions.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Dick.
Ms. Kim,
Yes.
this is not the first time or the second time or the third time that you've appeared in front of us. What new measures have you taken so that this doesn't occur again?
Well, we had meetings with our employees on this matter because I do admit it has happened a few times before. And the employees, they are aware of how important this matter is. And we will be as usual, we will be emphasizing to our employees what we should be doing while we are operating this business.
Are you at the business most of the time?
I'm here 2 days a week, and my husband's here. He's here 6 days a week, and we have 9 more employees, and majority of them are part-time workers.
Thank you.
Any other questions, Ms. Kim, from the board members?
I guess my question is if you've got, there are 9 other employees, I mean, how many employees are all of them, I know there might be part-time or full-time, are all of them trained in tips training or had some kind of alcohol management training?
Yes, we do ask our employees to do to take the tips certified classes and the alcohol awareness, either one of those two.
So you require either one?
Yes.
You don't just ask them, you require it?
It is required, yes.
Okay.
Anything else from the board? All right. Ms. Kim, thanks for being here. We'll confer on this case and render our decision before our next regularly scheduled meeting, which is August 3rd, 2022. Thanks. You all are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have a violation with respect to the Annapolis Waterfront Hotel located at 80 Compromise Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. In accordance with the Alcoholic Beverages article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, the Annapolis Charter and Code, and the rules and regulations of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board of the City of Annapolis. This disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction citation 22-7696, which alleges the sale or providing of alcoholic beverages to individuals under the age of 21. And who's here tonight for the Annapolis Waterfront Hotel? Looks like we've got 3 people.
Hello.
Sir, could you give us your name and address for the record?
Sure. It's Ashish Parikh, 1922 Stone Ridge Lane, Villanova, Pennsylvania, 19085.
All right. Thank you, sir. And somebody it says CT.
Mr. Pirelli, my name's Ed Gillis. I'm a lawyer in Towson, and I represent the Annapolis Waterfront. With you also, it should be the other licensee, Elizabeth Werner, and also the general manager, the on-site manager, Chris Townsend.
Okay, well, Mr. Gillis, good to see you. I don't see Elizabeth Werner, unless she's in the room.
I'm not seeing her on the list, Mr. Chair. Unless she's calling in, but then I don't see Elizabeth anywhere.
I mean, we can proceed without her.
Yes, she is the local resident licensee.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Townsend is really the, the person with the knowledge of events.
Got it. Perfect. I'm just going to have Mr. Townsend put his name and address on the record, so we have it. And then Mr. Gillis, I will have you, you can proceed by way of proper. I'll ask you a couple questions about whether your clients admit the charges, et cetera. But we just need to get names and addresses for the record. So I'm sorry, Mr. Townsend, go right ahead and you could just do name and address for the record, please.
Yes,
Mr.
Chris
Chair.
Townsend, 820.
All right, Ms. Warner, give us a second. I see it popped up. I'm just
Yeah, thank you.
Townsend's tried 3 times to get his name and address on the record,
right.
and so I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
see if we can get it through now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Townsend, go ahead. Name and address for the record.
All right. Chris Townsend, 820 Ruckshire Drive, Arnold, Maryland, 21012. And I have with me Mr. Brown, who failed the compliance check as well.
All right, Mr. Brown, can we just get your address for the record, please, sir?
Yes, sir. My name is Brandon Brown, 30 Sandstone Court, Unit F, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403.
Thank you very much. And Ms. Warner, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if you could just
That's
give us
okay.
your address for the record, please.
I'm sorry not to have, I was on audio only. So Elizabeth
All right.
Warner, 104 Evergreen Road, Severna Park, Maryland, 21146.
All right, thank you. Everybody who plans on testifying tonight, could you please raise your right hands while I administer the oath? Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is true and correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'll note affirmative yeses all around. Mr. Gillis, at this point in time, I just ask you, do your clients admit or deny the charges brought forth tonight?
We admit, and we'd like to have Mr. Townsend speak in mitigation.
Okay, great. Well, with that, we will accept the police report as the city's evidence in this case. And we will turn it over to Mr. Townsend to speak in mitigation. And Mr. Gillis, if you have anything to add, you can do that after Mr. Townsend's done. Then we'll turn it over to the board for some questions, okay?
Great.
All right, Mr. Townsend, go right ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you. First of all, obviously, we'd like to apologize for, failing this compliance check. We've operated the liquor license here for a very long time. And fortunately for us, this is the first time we've been in front of you in a very, very long time. We've taken several steps. I'm the tip certified trainer for the property and have trained since 2011 here on property. Mr. Brown failed the compliance check on the date that you have listed there. After that, he was removed from his shift that evening. He was suspended for 2 weeks. He was already tip certified, but during that 2-week suspension, he was also asked to recertify again. We also were coming into our hiring season, so we've made sure that all of our bar staff and all of our door staff are tip certified. All of our year-round wait staff are also tip certified. We've also had several pre-shift meetings, explaining the importance of this and making sure that we are, in compliance and we are checking IDs properly. And that's pretty much about it. Mr. Brown also wanted to apologize to the court as well.
Mr. Brown, go right ahead.
Yes, sir. I just want to apologize to everybody for this entire inconvenience. I wanted to apologize to the Annapolis Waterfront Hotel and the Puzzles Caribbean Grill establishment for my lack of paying attention, I should say, behind this whole situation.
Yeah, Mr. Brown's worked for us here for 13 years. He's been a great employee, and he just made a mistake on that day.
I appreciate the candor. Mr. Gillis, do you have anything you'd like to add before I turn it over to the board for questions?
The Annapolis Waterfront wants to remind the board that they're good corporate citizens, that Mr. Brown was suspended without pay for 2 weeks as a result of serving a minor. And Annapolis Waterfront takes seriously its obligation to carry out the trust that you all place in it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Do the members of the board have any questions of Mr. Gillis or the licensees?
I think that was covered very well.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate your candor and things happen. I understand that. So
we hope to not see you in this format again anytime soon.
Definitely.
We understand.
Oh, thank you all for appearing. With that, we'll confer on this case and we'll render our decision before the next regularly scheduled meeting of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board, which is set for August 3rd, 2022. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. The next infraction concerns the Boatyard Bar and Grill located at 400 4th Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21403. In accordance with the annotated code of Maryland, specifically the alcoholic beverages article, the Annapolis Charter and Code, the rules and regulations of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board, the City of Annapolis. This disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction citation 22-7698, alleging the sale of alcoholic beverages to an individual under the age of 21. And who all is here tonight for the Boatyard? I see we have somebody.
Dick Fragno, majority owner, 29 Eastern Avenue, Annapolis 21403. Kevin Schindel, our GM for many years. Kevin, do you want to tell your address?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Kevin Schindel, General Manager, Boatyard Bar and Grill, 412 Golf Course Drive, Arnold, Maryland, 21012.
All right, thanks, Kevin. And then Dick, do you have Susan Fragno on there with you too?
She can join. She's minority owner, doesn't live in the area. If you'd like her to join, she can.
Yeah, I just need to make sure that we get her address for the record.
Okay.
Hi.
Susan, there she is.
Yep. Hi.
Go ahead. Yeah, just your address, please.
675 President Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Now, anybody who's potentially testifying here, if you could raise your right hand so I can administer the oath. Dick, I'm going to take it that your hand's up in the air.
It is. I don't know why you can't see me.
It's all right. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is true and correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. With that, do you wish to admit the charges of this case?
Yes, we do. And again, I'm sorry I'm not appearing. I thought I pushed all the right buttons. Yes, we do admit. We apologize. As you know, we take this in a very serious manner. And I would like Kevin to talk about our procedures and what occurred in this case.
All right, thank you. With that, we'll make sure that the police report serves as the city's evidence in this case and will be admitted as such. Kevin, go right ahead. Let us know what's going on, and then we'll turn it over to the board for questions. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Yes, we're shocked, embarrassed, and please accept our apologies. We were quite stunned to learn that we had failed. We think at the Boatyard that we're pretty progressive as far as our training, our tip certifications, our daily training. All of our managers are tip certified. Most of our bartenders are tip certified, and several of our actual servers are in the process of getting their certifications. All of our servers and bartenders have to be at least 21 years old. They have to have 3 years of experience prior to working at the Boatyard. They go through a 3-hour orientation where we talk about many things, our history, our goals, and of course, alcohol service is part of that. And in fact, on the night in question, we do daily pre-shifts, and 25 minutes prior to this failure, we had a pre-shift with our entire sales team where we reviewed the types of IDs we accept and don't accept. And 25 minutes later, we failed. So we were quite stunned. But even as good as we think our procedures are, they could be better. That's why we're moving forward to having 100% of our servers be tip certified, and we're in the process of doing it.
All right, great to hear.
Kevin, could I add one more, Kevin?
Yes, please.
If I could add one more thing, we have a statement in our menu that says anyone who is served without being ID'd under the age of 30, they get a free dessert. So we have a trigger for knowing anyone who is serving anyone who is 30 or less.
Okay.
Dick, I'm going to remember that.
Does the board have any questions regarding this matter?
I think Kevin covered that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very well covered.
And I believe it's our first failure in 15 years. So we are proud of that, but we'll see it. We'll see in the next 15.
Yeah, Kevin, you're a great orator, and yeah, you guys are a well-known establishment. And sorry this happened to you, but everything is a lesson learned, correct?
Absolutely.
Correct.
All right. Well, with that, we'll confer on this case and we'll render our decision before our next meeting, which is set for August 3rd, 2022. Thank you all for being here tonight. You're all excused.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Okay, next on our agenda is Galway Bay Irish Restaurant, 63 Maryland Avenue, Annapolis 21401. Again, in accordance with the alcoholic beverages article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, the Annapolis Charter and Code, and the rules and regulations of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board of the City of Annapolis. This disciplinary hearing is in connection with infraction 22-7694, alleging the sale of alcohol to individuals under the age of 21. I see Mr. Clark here, Mr. Lynch. Are you the only two that are going to be appearing tonight for Galway Bay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Can you both introduce yourselves and give us your address for the record, please?
My name's Anthony Clark, and my Annapolis address is 580 West Central Avenue, Davidsonville, Maryland 21035. I'm a licensee at Galway Bay.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Mr. Lynch?
Sean Lynch, 88 State Circle, Annapolis, Maryland 21401.
All right, thank you. Can you both raise your right hands while I administer the oath really quickly? Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is true and correct?
I do.
Okay. Yes. All right. Now, have you both had the opportunity to review the police report?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you admit the charges?
Yes, we do.
Okay. With that, we will admit the police report into evidence, and it will serve as the city's evidence in this case. At this point, we'll turn it over to either you, Mr. Clark, or you, Mr. Lynch, to present to the board any testimony you have in mitigation. Then we'll turn it over to the board for any questions. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, Galway Bay is opened in 1998. We've been operating there for a long time. We're a community restaurant. We are a level of age group that we never even think we would normally have to deal with this kind of infraction. It has happened to us in the past, and we were like devastated when it first did because it was after like 18 years. I can't even remember what. The employee that was working for us at the time is no longer with us because we do have a very strict policy about this and the internal training that goes on. Since the last infraction, we already started doing biannual training. We either do it with the Elks Club or RAM, and we've joined together with Ram's Head as well and actually organized major tip training for 50 employees at the same time, hiring one person to do the training and getting a group of restaurants together, which actually makes it more economical as well as more practical. So we can do it at Ram's Head or we do it at one of our restaurants and we can put everybody together. I will say that in the last 3 years over COVID, we have lost 4 of our most senior bartending staff who have been working with us for over 20 years. We've always had that kind of dependability on experience and knowing what to do and knowing these kind of things as well. Never mind what we do in training as we go forward with new employees. It has, I'll admit, it's a challenge to have new employees in this post-COVID period, bringing them in. We're up to more training more regularly all the time. It is getting a little easier, but in the last year, it was very difficult. So we admit we admit the fault, we acknowledge the responsibility that we have, and we have, we will strive to keep going forward and making this not happen again. So with that, I'll hand over to Mr. Lynch, who's the general manager at Galway Bay, for his comments.
As Anthony said, the individual who was on duty that day was just simply careless and forgetful about what we tell them to do pretty much every day. At every station in our restaurant, we have notices to ID. It is carelessness, and I was exceptionally angry that day because of this, because we consistently tell our staff how to do this job, and it's very frustrating when you do that and you try and tell your staff and lead them in this way. As Anthony said, our goal is 100% of our front office staff to be tips trained, and losing sort of our foundations over the past few years, it's been tough to get in this whole ethos of IDing and being smart about your job and paying attention to it back into our fold again. It's tough, but we're continuing to do it. And going forward, all our staff will be trained again as soon as we can organize the next session of training. And hopefully we won't be up before you again for, ever.
I would just like to add, if Mr. Fanyo is still listening, we actually had that on our menu back, I think, in the early 90s. Sean, do you agree?
Yep. I was laughing when I heard that.
I think we're just going to do that right again. So he just reminded me of that fact that we did that. I don't know if he saw it on our menu, but
I think he got a dessert out of it.
Yeah.
We printed enough reprinted enough menus that we can certainly add it to it. So it's not a problem. But we appreciate the board, and we understand you have a difficult job to do as well. You're monitoring everything, and we apologize.
All right, thank you both. Do the board members have any questions?
I have none.
No, just appreciate your candor and understanding in the matter. So thank you.
I am going to test that though.
That's 2 desserts then you're looking for.
All right. Well, with that, we'll confer on this case and we'll render our decision before the next meeting, which is set for August 3rd, 2022. Thank you both for being here tonight. You're both excused.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Take care. All right. That is the last of our disciplinary infractions. So I'll declare the disciplinary hearing closed and we'll turn on to our new business. Sergeant Fitzpatrick, you had an easy job tonight. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Thanks for always being here and for everything you do.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And thank you, Ms. Gaines.
All right. The first item on our agenda is an open to the public event number 1 by the American Legion Post 141 for the annual Crab Feast fundraiser. We have a request by the American Legion for an open to the public event with live music at their annual Crab Feast fundraiser scheduled on October 9th, 2022 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 1707 Forest Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. Who do we have here tonight for the American Legion? Oh, Gunny, I don't think your volume's working.
Yeah, I muted it there. But
there we go. There we go. You could just give us your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Curtis Jones. I live at 1400 Breton View Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21409.
All right, Mr. Jones, thank you so much. Can you go ahead and tell us about this Crab Feast fundraiser?
It's our annual Crab Feast fundraiser, and that is the biggest part about it. It's the fundraiser, and we are certified. I have my tips. Tam, I know I sent you guys an email the other day because since the 4th was on Monday, I was so wrecked yesterday, I didn't know what day it was. And I do have my certification. All the bartenders, except for the newest one who just recently hired, have theirs. And mine is posted along with the second vice. It's posted in the bar on the mirror. And I will be there that morning, the whole day for the Crab Feast. And also we do have a security, and he's bonded and licensed. And that's Mr. Virgil Wells. And also I have cameras around the facility so that I can see everything that goes on inside and outside. And we will be checking IDs, and we'll be issuing out wristbands for those that are over 21. So no one will be served alcohol unless you have a wristband on.
Okay. And you guys have had this event in the past, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any issues in the past with your Crab Feast?
No, the last 2 years, they were drive-through Crab Feast.
Right.
Because of COVID.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Board members have any questions regarding this open to the public event?
I have none.
No, I just want to say that, sir, I've spoken with you before in other capacities, and you guys have always done a really good job of hosting your events. So good luck and thank you.
Thank you, and make sure you come buy some crabs. Everybody.
All right, if there are no more questions, I'll entertain a motion for this open to the public event number 1 by the American Legion Post.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, your request is granted. Have a good time, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, next is the request for deletion of a licensee for ED.
Claire seems like she's breaking up here.
She's breaking up. Okay. All right. Well, she'll hopefully get back. So we have an application for a deletion of a licensee for ED and N Inc. trading as Parole Liquors, located at 2125 Forest Drive, Annapolis, Maryland 21401. Mr. Kim, are you here? Mr. Kim, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, if you could just give us your name and address for the record, please.
Mike Kim. You want me to give you a home address?
Yeah, that's great.
5969 Glen Willow Way, Ellicott City, Maryland 21043.
Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about this deletion of the licensee, Mr. Pack?
He was in licensee for over 20 some good years, and he deceived. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's a young, but he got a complication and he passed away.
Okay, so who's going to be remaining on the license?
We don't have one yet right now.
Okay. But you're planning on substituting somebody when you find somebody?
Yeah, maybe in the future.
Okay. All right. Does the board have any questions about this request for a deletion?
Just offering condolences.
Thank you, man.
My only question is there a qualified person on the license?
Yeah, yes.
And who is that, please?
Oh, not right now, but we have,
So you have no one that's a resident of Anne Arundel County or Annapolis?
Yeah, we do have a residential and around the residence.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. All right, well, with that, is there a motion regarding this request for a deletion of Mr. Pack from this license?
I move the deletion be approved.
Thank you.
A second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, your request is granted. Thanks for being here, Mr. Kim.
Thank you.
All right, Claire, I think you need to, you have a conflict. You want to recuse yourself for the next two with Eastport Yacht Club?
I'm going to recuse myself for Eastport Yacht Club, yes.
Okay, great, thanks. All right, the next item on our agenda, we have a request by the Eastport Yacht Club for an open to the public event number 3 for the Crab Regatta and After Party scheduled for August 20th, 2022 from 4 to 11 p.m. located at 317 First Street, Annapolis, Maryland 21403. Mr. McQuay, if you could just give us your name and address for the record, please.
Dan McQuay, 57 Harbor Heights Drive, Annapolis, Maryland 21401.
Okay, and you tell us a little bit about this event, please.
Yeah, it's an annual event that we do for CRAB, which is Chesapeake Regional Accessible Boating. They do a regatta through our property and then have the after party. It is a fundraiser. They, have recently built or are in the process of building a facility in Annapolis to help further their mission. It's usually about 500 people. There's food provided by the boatyard, and we take care of what Eastport Yacht Club takes care of best, which is the alcohol.
All right, you've had this event several years before in the past, right?
Yes, sir.
Any issues with it?
No, sir.
And any changes at all to the general operation that you've had?
No changes.
Okay, all right. All right. Do the board members have any questions?
Dan, how late does the music go?
It usually ends around 10:30. Party is over at 11.
Mr. Chairman, I move this be approved.
All right. Is there
I'll
a second?
second.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Mr. McQuay, your request is granted. Don't go anywhere because you are next again for an open to the public event number 4, an annual community event with live music scheduled on October 15th, 2022 from 5 to 11 p.m. again at 317 First Street, 21403. Could you give us your address again for the record, Mr. McQuay?
57 Harbor Heights Drive, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
All right. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Sure. So this is the only open to the public license that we request that benefits us financially. Everything else is charity driven. So the last couple of years during the fall boat show, we've had this event. Live music's provided by Dublin 5. Last year we had over 800 people. It was just under 1,000 people actually who came. We hire a private security team to do this event because it's so large. And we check IDs at the door and the whole 9 yards. No alcohol is allowed to leave the premises. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. McQuay?
I have none.
All right. Do I hear a motion regarding this open to the public event number 4 for the Eastport Yacht Club's annual community event, Saturday, October 15th, 2022 from 5 to 11 p.m. at 317 First Street, Annapolis, 21403.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. It's approved. Have fun.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Thank
Dan.
you. All right. We have an application for the consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property at the Stanton Center with music for Bertina Guzman for Quinceañera, scheduled on Saturday, July 30th, 2022 from 4 p.m. to midnight, 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. Do we have anybody here for this request tonight?
Mr. Chair, it does not look like we do.
Okay. All right. Well, unfortunately, there's not much we can do.
Unfortunately, the Stanton Center doesn't have a good record with us.
I know. All right. Well, we'll deny that one because nobody appeared. And maybe they can move it to first weekend of August and they can try to come before us early August. All right. Moving on, we'll do we have a special Class C one-day license for the Rotary Club of Annapolis's 77th Annual Crab Feast. This is a one-day liquor license request with beer, wine, and liquor, scheduled Friday, August 5th, 2022 from 5 to 8 p.m., 511 Taylor Avenue, Annapolis, 21401. And I see Paul Skrikis is here.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Paul, if you could just give us your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, of course. Paul Skrikis, 538 Bay Green Drive, Arnold, Maryland, 21012.
All right. We have seen this event come before us many times before. Tell us what's going on this year.
Sure. So this will be our 77th annual Crab Feast. For those of you who are familiar, we host it in the East Concourse of the Navy Marine Corps Stadium, the one closest to Route Boulevard. Last 2 years, due to COVID, we've had to kind of improvise, and we did a Crabs to Go event to try to keep our charitable revenue up, and we're very excited to go back to an in-person event this year. As Jimmy said, as always, it's always the first Friday in August, so that is the 5th this year. Same schedule and setup as years past. The actual event is a 3-hour event from 5 to 8, understandably with a fair amount of setup prior to that and cleanup afterwards. We will be serving beer and wine. And we have Rotarian members at the gate checking IDs and giving a certain color wristband for those guests who are over the age of 21. The beer is served by 2 separate beer trucks. If you may be familiar, it looks like a small trailer with 2 or 3 keg taps on each side, and inside is a refrigerated storage room for the kegs. The trucks are also manned by Rotarians who will be pouring the beer cups and handing them to guests as they come. I believe Mr. Lang, who's the chair of the beer committee, is TIPS trained. Admittedly, he is the only one, to my knowledge, who is TIPS trained. We have contracted to have 2 Annapolis City police officers there. I believe we're doing 3 shifts for 5 hours total of coverage. And then in addition to that, as part of our special events permit, we will have a fire department representative and 1 or 2 EMT on site as well during the event.
All right. Does the board have any questions about this event?
I just want to make sure, sorry, Dick, I just want to make sure I understand. So there's one person who's going to be serving the beer that is TIPS trained, but there will be folks checking IDs at the door before they even get to that beer truck. Am I hearing that right?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay, got it.
Dick or Claire, any questions?
No
Yeah.
question.
I have none. This has gone on for quite a while and been very successful.
Yeah.
So we wish you luck again.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Mr. Peterson.
All right. Do I hear a motion regarding this request by the Rotary Club of Annapolis for its 77th annual crab feast scheduled Friday, August 5th, 2022 from 5 to 8 p.m., 511 Taylor Avenue, Annapolis, 21401.
Motion
I
approved.
forward the motion.
There were 3 motions there.
Second, I second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
I'll tell you what, after all those disciplinary hearings, I think you guys are due to buy yourselves a ticket and come on down.
Yeah.
And,
That's right. Buy ourselves a
enjoy your-
ticket.
and
That's
enjoy
right.
yourself.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it.
Thank you all very
Thank
much.
you.
See ya. Okay. All right, next we have a request for seasonal usage of an adjacent parking lot by Stan and Joe's. This would be to increase the license footprint to include an outside dining component with the service of alcohol and food, 37 West Street, Annapolis, 21401. Hey, Joe.
Hey, gang, how we doing?
Good, good. Can you just give us your name and address for the record, please?
Joseph Daniel Patrick McGovern Jr., 817 Drive, Crownsville, Maryland, 21032.
All right.
Is that me making that?
No, it's Claire's coming. Claire's going kind of in and out. It's okay. All right. Anyways, Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about this request? I take it from the papers that you submitted that it's the adjacent parking lot that you guys typically use for special events. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the setup?
Well, what I want to do, and I hope I say this right, is I know with the COVID regulations that there's opportunity for me to use my parking lot most on weekends for special events and even just extending my outdoor patio. We already have permission for the dining under the stars and all that, which usually they block the streets off around 4. I'm just wanting to be able to use the parking lot before that on Saturdays and Sundays without having to come bother you guys all the time. As much as I enjoy hanging out with you all, I'm sure you're tired of my scruffy face, but that's basically it. I'm not looking to do, I'm not planning to do a party every weekend or anything like that. Just if I want to, I really thinking more towards fall. If it's a beautiful day and I can put 10 more tables in the parking lot before 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we open up for Dining on the Stars, or on first Sundays or any Saturday, Sunday, that's what I'm shooting to do. And I can't see anybody, but I don't know why. But
And
it is what it is.
you've got permission from the owner, right? I think you attached an email to your papers.
Yep, I attached a letter from Pam. She says it's okay. The insurance is all covered. As always, every single one of my employees, including myself, my wife, Tracy, who really runs the show, and Stan, we are all tip certified. We are on scene. We take it very seriously, as everyone does, or most everyone. And, like I said, I'm not looking to throw a kegger out there every weekend. Just the opportunity when the weather's right, when the stars align, that maybe I could just go out there and throw 10 more tables. Of course, no glass outside. No, everyone's, like I said, tip certified. We'd have the egresses covered by a doorman, a doorman are all certified. And that's about it. We get requests almost weekly for, as we heard in this meeting, the need is big out there to help. We have several fire department and police department fundraisers lined up in the next couple months. And it seems easier to get this request in versus coming in front of you every month. So that's what this is about.
Okay. All right. Any questions from the board members? This is just like several of these private parking lot approvals that we've had in the past that we've approved. Any questions from the board?
I move we approve.
I just want to make sure I understand exactly what you're asking for. So it's not, you said seasonal usage.
Well, what I'm saying is it's not going to be every Saturday and every Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, it's 98 degrees this Saturday. Why would I put 10 more tables out on a blacktop? You know what I mean? What I'm asking for is basically your guys okay that if I decide on Monday, hey, it's going to be 80 degrees out and I want to do a crab feast to go with the theme of the late, I could just set up some tables out there, put up a perimeter where, keep the cars out of the parking lot and maybe even have one musician on a guitar. That's basically it. Like I said, as much as I enjoy coming and hanging out with you guys, you don't want to see me every month because, once a month, somebody needs help. And I like to help. You all know me, 15 years in, and if I'm allowed to do it, great. If you guys say no, I get it. It's not going to be, but I just figured it'd be easier in the long run versus me coming to you every month, every other month, trying to do some kind of fundraiser.
Okay, but when you say seasonal, I'm just trying to, there's 4 seasons in a year. So are we mainly talking spring and summer and fall, or?
I see more usage when it gets cooler, obviously, but I mean, seasonal is the wrong word. What I'm saying is more weather related. What I'm trying to explain is that I'm not planning on going out there every Saturday and it's going to be when opportunity presents itself, that if I could expand it to have 10, 15, 20 more tables out in the parking lot, I certainly would love to do that.
In other words, carte blanche at any time during whatever season is working.
Yeah, as long as you guys approve, of course. And this was brought to my attention by someone saying that there's COVID laws out there that I could do this, but I could be wrong.
Cindy, go ahead.
I just want to clarify through economic development that this particular permit is good for 1 year from the date of the board's approval should they decide to approve it. So every year, if he decides to do this, regardless of how often he uses it, it will be good for the entire year.
Mr. Chairman, I started to make a motion, but before I do make that motion, I need to clarify something.
Sure.
Times, Joe. Times. 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, midnight?
Oh, yeah. It would be opening 11 And of course, it would never go past 10 p.m. Every Saturday's booked until September, or October, through Dining on the Stars. I would noise quality. If there's music, it would be monitored, but there probably won't be, or it would be one guy on guitar. It's just like every party we ever throw out there, but carte blanche, I guess is the right word. I certainly would not take advantage of it, but like I said,
I want to hear times.
11 and no later than 9. 11 in the morning, no later than 9 p.m.
Thanks.
So as far as it, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, I'm good.
I guess my question is this something that is reasonable to grant to accommodate dining under the stars, let's say, during this time frame? Or are you wanting to have it even longer than when beyond dining of the stores? I mean, if there's like a warm November day on a Saturday or Sunday, are you
I think it's good for a year if the board grants it.
Doesn't matter when and where and how and okay.
That's my understanding. Yeah, we'll turn to our dutiful city attorney here, Mr. Laus.
Yeah, just to clarify, the board, this is a permitted function. Without alcohol, the city is going to grant, based on the permit application, these establishments to have people eating outside. The alcohol is your purview, of course, and so that's why these establishments are coming to the Alcohol Beverage Control Board. But the rest of the activities are already, as according to the council's city council process, going to be approved to serve food out in these extended ways, extending their footprint from interior to outerior to the outside of the establishment, either on the sidewalk, in the street, or in private parking lots, which, according to some council legislation, will likely go away soon, so that there will be no need for parking lots if these establishments don't want to have them. But they may use part of their parking lots, if they continue to have them, for some permitted use outdoors for food and beverage, alcohol, if you allow it.
Yeah, we've had several of these private parking lot requests come before us. I think the Boatyard has one, Main and Market has one.
Yeah, thank you, City Attorney Lyles. On that note, if I can motion to approve, I will.
Absolutely. Is there a second? All right, I see Dick seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Joe, your request is approved.
Okay, always a pleasure, guys.
Aye.
Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, the tug of war event is next. We have an application for the consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property to the Maritime Republic of Eastport for the MRE tug of war charity event scheduled for Saturday, November 5th, 2022, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Locations, both the Susan Campbell Park and Eastport end of 2nd Street Dock Street to Severn Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland 21401 and 21403. And I see Mr. Hildebrand's here today. Mr. Hildebrand, can you give us your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, good evening. Mark Hildebrand, 440 Wagaman Circle, Annapolis, Maryland 21403.
All right, thanks. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
Since this event is very dear to me, and I've been involved in it for quite a number of years, I think I'd better recuse myself.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dick. All right, Mark, why don't you tell us a little bit about this event?
Okay, so the Maritime Republic of Eastport has been around since 1998. This will be our 23rd tug of war with Eastport versus the city of Annapolis. We've got a pretty good track record of winning. Since 1998, we have raised over $500,000 that we have donated to local charities and beneficial in the Eastport area. The event will go on as it has in years past. Really no significant changes. The music will stop promptly at 5 p.m. We do have security. We have wristbands for verifying people's age. And hopefully we can kind of get back on our feet after 2 years of not being able to have the tug of war.
All right, this is pretty much the same setup you guys have done in many years past.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any questions from the board? No. All right. Hearing none, I will make a motion that we approve this request for alcoholic beverages on city property for the MRE Tug of War charity event, Saturday, November 5th, 2022 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Your request is approved. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much. And Cindy, I just sent you an updated document as well. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Mark.
All right, next we have a seasonal usage for a parklet request by Fox's Den for the service of alcohol and food and an extension of the footprint for the location of 179 Main Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. And do we have anybody? I see Julian, it looks like Mr. Fox is raising his hand.
I was promoting him. He just.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, and so we have a Kim Williams, it looks as well.
You guys hear me all right?
Yep, we got you, Mr. Fox. Can you just give us your name and address for the record, please?
Oh, yeah, 1 second. I'd like to address that I'm not on the license at Fox's Den. My brother Chris is in here. He should be on this hearing. I'm on the hearing for Vita.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm more than happy to just roll with it, but I just, for technicalities, I'm just going to tell you that I'm not licensed.
Is
He's under
also-
CJF731@gmail.
So he's also here, but he's not coming forward when I promote him. I see Fox Boys.
There he goes. Oh, okay. He's joined his Fox Boys then.
Okay, well, Andrew, we'll see you in a couple minutes then.
All good.
Thanks.
Well, he still hasn't come forward just yet.
No luck, Julian?
Also, Kim Williams raised her hand to come forward, so I don't know if she's a part of this as well. Miss Williams, are you there?
Hold on 1 sec. There you go. Sorry about that, guys.
Is that you, Chris?
Yeah, sorry, it's my fiance's computer. And
Can you turn your camera on?
Yeah.
There we go.
Can you see me?
Yep, gotcha. Can you see
Yeah,
us?
sorry, I can't see you guys, but if you can see
Okay.
me, we're good.
No problem. Why don't you
Chris
give
Fox.
us your name and address for the record, and then
Chris
we'll let
Fox,
you.
9 Old Riverview Avenue, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401, representing Fox's Den Gastropub, 179 Main Street.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're looking for here?
We are looking to apply for outside seating in the 2 parking spaces, and also on the sidewalk seating as well, 12 to 14 seats. We have the smallest frontage in the city of Annapolis at only about 5 feet. We know that there are other establishments downtown that have been allowed to do this, and we feel this would make us competitive. And it would give us a lot of exposure, especially the visitors, because most of you know we're a basement establishment. So a lot of people, if we don't have seats outside, it makes us less competitive. And if we do have people out front, people might say, hey, we didn't know a place was there. It's just, it's part of being a basement place.
Okay. And, with that, I forgot to note that there's also an application for a sidewalk cafe permit with Fox's Den, and I will combine both of those items on the agenda for today. So you are looking for the parklet, which is the city-owned parking pad effectively right in front, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And how many tables are you planning on having out front? Just the 3?
Just probably the 3 in the parklet. I guess 3, 4 tops would make about 12 seats.
Okay.
We understand the fee, I believe, is $50 per day per space. And we intend on only serving booze with food orders, so it's not going to be a drinking table. It would be strictly for dining, and we would discontinue service at 10 p.m. So we are a restaurant, and we're not looking to, have loud patrons at night and be accommodating to the neighborhood.
Are you planning on having one server kind of dedicated to we'll call it the outdoor area, both the parklet
Yes.
and the, okay.
Yes, we would have to, because if they're full, then
right.
Just because they can't have a normal size section and do upstairs and down and give good service.
Okay.
So just most of their time is going to be going back and forth.
All right. Does the board have any questions about these 2 requests?
I have
My only comment is, as long as they applied with the city and are good on that standing, then have at it.
All right.
All right.
Well, and do I hear a motion for both of these requests? The first being a request for seasonal usage of a parklet, the second for a sidewalk cafe permit for Fox's Den located at 179 West Street, Annapolis 21401.
I motion to approve.
A second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. The request is granted. Thanks, Mr. Fox. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good
Good night.
evening.
All right. Now we are ready for the other Mr. Fox for Vita Taco Bar. We have an application for a sidewalk cafe permit for Vita Taco Bar, 200 Main Street, Annapolis 21401. Mr. Fox, if you could give us your name and address, please.
Andrew Fox, 550 Rockwood Court, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
All right, thanks. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the sidewalk cafe permit that you're looking for?
So Vita Taco Bar is 200 Main Street. We cap out at about 58 seats inside, so we're pretty small. And during COVID, we had the luxury of doing the parklet and some sidewalk cafes, and it seemed to, it definitely helped. It's very weather permitting, but having that exposure, especially, we're not applying for a parklet at this point with Vita, because a parklet puts us with outdoor seating, with cafe, puts us at about like a 40% increase in seating, and we're not really built for that. But just having a cafe permit allows us to add about 20%, maybe 22% seating, allows us to just kind of take advantage of the nicer weather. Plus, there's just been hundreds of seats added outside. So it just like Chris said, it's more of a competition thing, just being able to offer something that other people are offering. It really just comes down to that is we have the ability to handle, 14 more seats. It's not a major expanse. And the other thing too, is realistically, we should have applied for this years ago. We're such a small restaurant that we really didn't think we could handle the additional capacity, but with the project above us at 25 State and redoing that entire building, we've kind of created more efficiencies in the building. So we're able to handle a little bit more. We can actually add one more employee out front and at least one more employee in the back. So we have the ability to do it. And when it's nice out, we actually have the ability to hire more people. So that's kind of where we're going.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Nope. All right, hearing none, I will make a motion that we approve this sidewalk cafe permit for Vita Taco Bar, 200 Main Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
I second it.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, Mr. Fox, your request.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Have a great night, guys.
You too. All right, next up, we have an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property for the President's Hill Neighborhood Picnic scheduled on Saturday, September 17th from 4 to 8 p.m. located at Hill Street, Annapolis 21401. Mr. Bartle, good to see you tonight.
Good to see you. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. Can you just give us your name and address and tell us a little something about this?
Clay Bartle, 5 Hill Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401.
All right, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about the event.
This is the President's Hill Community Association annual picnic. We haven't held it for the past 2 years during the COVID pandemic. We're looking to host it again. It is a community picnic held on Hill Street, which is a short street between Madison Place and Jefferson Place. And we are 116 houses. It is a small block party for the residents of the neighborhood.
All right, and what do you guys having, a beer truck come out for this or something?
We are not having a beer truck. We generally have one keg in a bucket with some ice, and it is free. So we serve it free of charge, but there is somebody serving it to people who want it. So just for context, I myself am tip certified, as well as at least one other member of the executive committee of the President's Hill Community Association. I happen to live on Hill Street, and my house is across the street from where the keg will be. So we are sort of in control of a single keg. This is a sort of a 5-hour block party that ends at dark. One keg available for consumption.
All right. Board members have any questions about this request?
I have none. It sounds like fun. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have a question. My comment would be just to, CYA is just to,
Of course.
Whoever is serving the alcohol, to hopefully they're tips trained and no one underage will be served.
Yeah, this is an old community in downtown Annapolis. It's been going on for 27 years now. So, pretty standard group of people. It's not that big of a party and it doesn't go that late.
Great. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. Do I hear a motion regarding this request for consumption of alcohol for the President's Hill Neighborhood Picnic, September 17th, 4 to 8 p.m. in Hill Street, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401?
So moved.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Your request is granted. Have fun.
See you there.
Thanks, Clay. See ya. All right. Next item, an application for consumption of alcoholic beverages on city property, again for the Stanton Community Center for a 75th birthday with music, Paulette Carroll, Saturday, July 9th, 2022, from 8 p.m. to midnight, 92 West Washington Street, Annapolis 21401. And I don't think we have anybody here from the Stanton Center, do we?
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
All right. All right.
I just want to say, though, for the record, I know they haven't shown up here, but there was an earlier comment. I just want on the record that, they have been here and they haven't been here. And, it's too bad they're not here now, but they have had ample representation in the past. So just clarifying an earlier statement.
It's event by event, it's
That is correct.
yeah. All right, well, that's a shame. Well, we'll move on to item number 24, which is our proposed amendments to the rules of procedure of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board, Chapter 2, 2.1F6. We've discussed this previously. This is our opportunity to put it into place. Cindy, we haven't received any comments on this? I'd be shocked if we received a comment on this.
I'm sorry, tell me that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, have we received any comment on this from any members of the public? I'd be really surprised if somebody took the time to.
Oh, you mean for Stanton Center? I'm sorry.
No, for the rule change.
From
Oh, no. It
From the
hasn't
ad.
done its
From the
30-day
ad,
period Yet, but so far, no.
Okay, great.
I apologize. I'm
No,
sorry.
not a problem, not a problem. All right, does anybody have any questions about this rule change?
Well, I guess my question is, because I've got a lot of cross-outs here. Are we saying it's going up to 12, or what exactly are we saying?
Mr. Lyles?
Yes, sir. Basically what we're doing is linking this particular rule to the state changes, if there are any, and to the state requirement. When the state has recently changed its requirement, and so it's different from this board's. So what we wanted to do, rather than having to change it all the time to catch up with the state, just link it to the state, and just makes it simpler for you for this board.
So if somebody's reading our rules now, what will say?
It says right here what you read: the number of permits a year. A Class C license may be permitted to sponsor. It used to say 4. Now it says to sponsor the number of events set forth in Section 10-1101 of the Maryland Annotated Code, Article AB. There is an alcohol beverage code at the state level, as you know, that has a number different from your number, 4.
Right, I realize that.
And so rather than us trying to catch up, this board decided to make this change. And so what we're doing here is presenting that with you for a vote. We had to, according to our new city council rules regarding regulations, publicize that for 30 days in a local newspaper, which we are doing. And that 30 days is just about up. We put this on your agenda so you can complete the voting for this change. Subject, of course, to any comments that might come in from the public, which we'll let you know, but we don't think there will be.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised if somebody commented on this.
And this matter, this particular code change or this particular rule change, according to the city council regulatory scheme, will go to rules and city government for its review. And if there are no additional comments or changes by the city council or things that might address this change, it will become, if they take no action, it will become your new rule, subject, of course, to your vote tonight.
So reading between the lines, we're essentially going to allow, under a Class C license, 7, 8 more events per
yes,
year.
the state law is now 1 per month or 12 in a year.
Yeah, right.
And remember, sorry, Mr. Lyles.
I'm finished, sir.
Okay. No, I was just saying, remember, every single event has to come before the board for approval. So it's not requiring us to grant these every single month or a maximum of 12. You could deny every single one, or the board could deny every single one if they want to. There's no automatic requirement. It just gives these organizations the ability to apply for multiple.
Sure.
And if you're, for instance, in the county, you could get up to the state level because you're dealing with a different board, right?
Yep.
But when you come to Annapolis, you're constricted to 4.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
This board had already figured that it wanted to accommodate that difference by making this change.
I guess I would just ask for us to, I don't know, just weigh the matter. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to think about, a reason to say no, but I can't think of a reason to say no because, what makes us different from any other city in the state?
Yeah, I had brought this up because right now our rules read 4 events per year. And people were coming to me because they knew I was on the board and they were saying, well, we can only have 4 events. So which 4 do we have? And I'm saying, you can apply for more according to the, and we went through this about a year ago when this came up, I think our state senator was the one who was very much behind it.
Mhm.
And at that time, we were just going to leave it at 4 with the possibilities that we could go higher, but people were seeing that number 4 and, cutting things off. So I guess what we're trying to do here is just get with the state and the county.
Is there a reason why we should say no? I guess is my question.
I don't see
I
a
see no
reason.
reason. Just
Yeah, I mean, Annapolis is Annapolis, but it's still another city, and in Anne Arundel County and in the state, and I
Yeah,
don't
and
think
I
it's
think,
fair. If
I think what Mr. Lyles is pointing out that, and our chairman said the same thing, that, we can always deny.
Sure,
So,
makes sense to me. I'm fine with it.
all right.
So
Well,
do
then, yeah, we need a motion on it.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll
Okay.
second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
right. Excellent. All right. That's all we have for our agenda tonight. We do have some matters to discuss in an executive session, excuse me. So with that, I'd move that we go offline and we reconvene in an executive session.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.